The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that...
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
You've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population. This place absolutely outshines it.
It's Friday, the 20th day of March, 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BEDC group of companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we're able to pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamel Hartman, and Teo Dill will be with us in a bit to bring the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. Happy Friday. How's everyone feeling? You've made it to the end of the traditional work week. Claire Warner says, good morning, Bermuda, and a good morning to you as well, Claire Warner. How's everyone feeling? We made it. We made it. Yes. Breathe or deep sigh, whichever one makes you feel comfortable or reflects your current state, but we made it to the end of the traditional work week. Thanks for rocking with us, folks. You all have been awesome. We appreciate you. All right. Well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Zativah Johnston on from Piñata Paradise. Yes, this is a segment of Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, the BEDC's Vendor Fridays. Looking forward to the conversation with her to hear her story, and always love when young people are doing something entrepreneurial, something that many people just didn't think of. So she's going to discuss how she's enhancing or helping people enhance their events, parties, and just different things that they're putting on. The daily play is going to be a things you should know. Yeah, things you should know. I think everyone's got this. At least they should get this, all right? Audience, do not forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All righty. Traveling Trotty says, good morning, TDH fam, and a good morning to you. We've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says it's going to be a working weekend, but thank God it's Friday. It's a working weekend for me every weekend, and it's insane because most people go into weekends thinking, oh yeah, it's no more work, and then they got chores to do or take their children somewhere or additional work they didn't get through the week. So I get it. I completely understand it. We got a big birthday in the audience today as well. I'll tell you about it a bit later. All right. But this is these are your questions for the day. And part of your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure is, who is a Bermudian woman you believe deserves to be recognized, and what did she do to earn that honor? But also a yes or no. Do you think Bermuda does enough to honor its women? Well, what am I on about today, you're asking? Well, a powerful and long overdue moment took place this week in St. George. A road officially renamed Gina Swainson Way, honoring one of Bermuda's most iconic women. For many, Gina Swainson represents more than just a title. In 1979, she became Miss World, the only Bermudian to ever do so, placing our island on the global stage in a way we had never seen before. She gave Bermuda pride. She gave Bermuda visibility. She gave Bermuda belief. And now, decades later, She's being permanently written into the landscape of her hometown, a symbol that her legacy matters. But moments like this also raise an important question. Who else are we forgetting? Because if we are honest, Bermuda is filled with women who have built communities, broken barriers, led quietly, sacrificed publicly, and shaped this country in ways that don't always get recognized with plaques, statues, or street names. Some are household names, some are unsung heroes, some are no longer with us, some are still doing work right now. So today's conversation is simple but powerful. Who are the Bermudian women you believe deserve to be recognized and honored, and why? Let's give people their flowers while they're still here and even after they're gone. But I want to share why I think this moment matters. A lot of young people just don't know history as early as 1970s, 80s, some in the 90s. If you asked a young Black woman, girl, young lady, who is Gina Swainson, chances are they wouldn't know. But they'll know who Beyonce is, Kim Kardashian, Rihanna. She achieved something before these women were even born, something no one else has ever done for Bermuda. We speak about putting Bermuda on the global stage and doing things to make sure people know who we are. Gina Swainson did that before social media. Moments like this matter because it shows Bermuda is beginning to honor cultural and social contributions, not just political figures. The bigger issue, though, who gets recognized? Are we doing enough to honor women in education, women in healthcare, community work, activism, business, sports? Do we wait too long to recognize people? Types of women who often go unrecognized, teachers who shape generations, nurses and caregivers, community leaders and mentors, women who held families and communities together during tough and difficult times, cultural icons, artists, storytellers. You know, you've got the Dr. Karika Weldons, the Donna Pearmans, and so many others who have contributed so much to the Bermuda we love today. The question is, who is a Bermudian woman you believe deserves to be recognized, and what did she do to earn that honor? And also, just a yes or no, do you think Bermuda does enough to honor its women? Man, when you think 1979, that's over 40 years ago. And I'm not saying people care about this stuff. I'm not saying that people should live to be recognized, or I'm just saying at the end of the day, that's how you keep culture alive. That's how you educate. That's how you keep people engaged and help them understand who we are. You know, it was Clarence Hill. Took years. It literally took almost for Dan Flora Duffy to win her gold medal for him to be properly recognized. And I know a lot of people will say, well, it was the government of the day back then. Well, we had in 1998 a chance to do a lot of that stuff right. Obviously, you're going to say there were more important things to do then. Long overdue. But this should be a symbol, a sign that it should never take this long to recognize and honor and pay homage to those who have set the path and created a way for the Bermuda that we love and we experience today. So again, the question, we've seen what happened with Gina Swainson this week, folks, finally getting recognized, got her name in her, a road named after her. Long overdue, over 40 years. Gee, almost 50 years. Almost 50 years later. What are your thoughts, though? Who else are we missing? Who is a Bermudian woman you believe deserves to be recognized? And what did she do to earn that? But also, do you think Bermuda does enough to honor its women? Do you think Bermuda does enough to honor its women? Let's go to the audience. Dr. Anthony Richardson says, yes, Bermuda does more than other jurisdictions, Who he thinks should be honored? Dr. Anthony Richardson says, Miss Enid King, Miss Margaret Godwin, trailblazers in Black Bermudian education at Central School. Okay, all right. We've got Suzanne Ingram. We'll read Suzanne's from the side. Keep them short, please, guys. Keep them short or do multiple comments. Suzanne Ingram says, teacher Miss Lucinda Mayberry at West Pembroke. She does so much for the children. They all love her. My grandson's favorite teacher. She is so involved in her kids' life, brings meals and snacks for her kids every day. She is a safe haven for so many kids. Gina Swenson should have been honored a very long time ago. I know Gina from many, many years ago. She is a gem, and they are just doing something for her. Shame on them. They take too long to recognize our people. That's unfortunate. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. We're discussing what happened earlier this week is Gina Swenson was officially recognized and had a road renamed after her, Gina Swenson Way. If you don't know who Gina Swenson is, in 1979, she became Miss World, the only Bermudian to ever do so, and at that time placed our island on the global stage in a way we had never seen before. She gave Bermuda pride, she gave Bermuda visibility, and she gave Bermuda belief. We've seen this happen before. We've seen it happen with Clarence Hill winning Bermuda's first and only Olympic medal for almost 40 years, right? Until Dame Flora Duffy came along. But these folks who accomplished such things in the 1970s were not treated well. They were not recognized and celebrated like they should. Gina Swenson finally being recognized today. Some people say, who cares? Others say, long overdue. I must say, this is a great start, and we have to continue. We have to continue honoring them. I'll tell you someone who I believe should be recognized, and she's very young. She's very young, but she's done something that chances are in our lifetime, another Bermudian just won't do. Leilani Nesbitt. I've never met her, but she accomplished something. She won, I think she won it twice, the women's NCAA soccer title for Florida State. I don't think people understand how huge that is. That's huge. That's big time. That's putting Bermuda in a really, really good space. I think she should be recognized. Age should not define whether someone should be recognized or not. So Leilani Nesbitt will be one of mine. Who else, audience? Who is a Bermudian woman you believe deserves to be recognized, and what did she do to earn that honor? And also, do you think Bermuda does enough to honor its women? And honors doesn't mean they'll be named a national hero. It doesn't mean that they necessarily need a road named after them or a school. Simple recognition could be, hey, look, you know what? We're going to have a such and such day in their honor. Dr. Anthony Richardson says, Bermuda overall has a problem recognizing its own male and women. Absolutely we do. Absolutely we do. I am very much in agreement with that. We don't do a great job of recognizing Bermudians, especially when they do well. We do a great job of criticizing them, but we don't do a great job of recognizing them. Judith Welch says, no, we do not do enough to recognize the contributions of women in Bermuda. So who are some women that we should recognize? If we don't do a good job of it, who are some women who we should recognize, who have made contributions in Bermuda throughout various spaces, whether it's in education, healthcare, activism? Who are some women? Maybe sports. Sean Smith says, Hilda Smith Aiken, MCP, was one of the first to female members of the colonial parliament of Bermuda. Okay. Sean Smith also says Jessica Lewis, a record-setting Paralympian wheelchair sprinter and the first Bermudian athlete to participate in the Paralympic Games. Yeah. Who else, audience? Who else comes to mind for you? I'm trying to give people stuff without politics. Obviously, politicians' names you see all the time, but there got to be some people that come to mind for you all who were not politicians that you believe, and I'm talking women, should be recognized for their contributions to the island. Maybe Deputy Commissioner of Police, Naima Aswood. She comes to mind. We've got Judith Welch says, Joan Van Potten did a lot for the Bermuda Girl Guide Association. Okay, yeah. We know the Brownies and Girl Guides. We had a lot of women go through those programs who have contributed greatly to Bermuda. Who else, audience? Who else comes to mind for you? Any entrepreneurs? Any doctors? Dr. Barbara Ball, always one who comes to mind for people. We've got Manuela, says, Miss Florence Maxwell was my brown owl in the 60s. She directed the girls in the Brownies at the Catholic Church before I knew about the contributions she has made to Greater Bermuda. I'm going to agree. I was welcomed into Miss Maxwell's home 2 years ago. We sat down for hours and we talked, and it was a phenomenal conversation with her. It's moments like that I will cherish. I will cherish, and just a brilliant mind, and her contributions, like Manuela said, she doesn't brag about them. Others speak of them. And that tells you how great of contributions the person made when they don't speak to them, but others speak to them and highlight them. Traveling Trotty says, Dr. Barbara Ball, Bermuda's first female doctor and a significant social activist. Yeah. Dr. Barbara Ball's got to be in the conversation, folks. She's got to be in the conversation. Who else? Who else is a Bermudian woman? Who else is a Bermudian woman you believe deserves to be recognized? And, what did they do to earn the honor? What have they done to be recognized? Do you think Bermuda does enough to celebrate and honor its women? Do you think Bermuda does enough? Dr. Anthony Richardson says Yvonne L. Simmons, or principal at Central School, educator. Okay. We've got Traveling Trotty says Lovely Wade, one of the first Black nurses. Lovey Wade, sorry, one of the first Black nurses. Okay. See, I'm learning something because I didn't know Yvonne L. Simmons. I don't know who Lovey Wade is. I love this show. You all teach me stuff. You all teach me stuff. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We need to know who is a Bermudian woman you believe deserves to be recognized, and what did she do to earn that honor? But also, do you think Bermuda does enough to honor its women? Yes or no? Angeline Butler says, Maria Ben, for what she did for her community, her early years back to school parties. Children looked forward to this. Okay, I'm not familiar. All right. We've got Sean Smith says, Adele Evelina Johnson Tucker, MBE, was a Bermudian school teacher and a trade unionist, one of the founders of the Bermuda Union of Teachers. Okay. Traveling Trotty says, Dr. Tammy Warren for her work with Bermuda Resources. Okay. See, I'm not familiar. I am learning today. Who else, audience? This is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Who is a Bermudian woman you believe deserves to be recognized, and what did she do to earn that honor? Also, do you think Bermuda does enough to honor its women? We're having this discussion because a long overdue moment took place earlier this week as a road officially renamed Gina Swainson Way honored one of Bermuda's most iconic women in 1979. Gina Swainson became Miss World, the only Bermudian ever to do so. She placed our island on the global stage in a way it had never seen before. She gave so much Bermuda pride, Bermuda visibility, and Bermuda belief. So we're asking you all, this is long overdue. I mean, nearly 50 years, nearly 50 years. If my math serves me correctly, 1979, it'll be 50 years and 3 years, right? 26. Yeah, you get me. Yeah, I counted well. Don't judge me. But almost 50 years later, getting a road named after her. And there are many who've done the work, still doing the work, we don't honor or recognize or show love and respect. There's so many. We've got Traveling Trotty says Dr. Desiree Spriggs for her work in sciences, DNA scientists. We've got Sankofa Bermuda says Dr. Barbara Ball for her work for the people in trade unions and fighting the system. Indeed. Indeed. I learned so much about Dr. Barbara Ball during my time at Hot 107.5 because it was in the union building and they had all these documents up on the windows for people to learn. I'm not sure if they still do, but it was very, very helpful for myself to learn about her contributions to the island back then. All right, folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Let us know. Again, do you think we do enough to recognize Bermudian women? And also, who's a Bermudian woman you believe deserves to be recognized, and what is their contribution? Zena Woolrich says, Aurelia Birch, educator, she impacted generations of Bermuda's families. Miss Birch was strict and caring. Indeed. All right. Well, let's show some love to Titan Express and Secure. Then we'll go to the news break with Teodil.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural experiences, they set the standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you.
All righty, let's see what Teo has for us in the news break. And then don't forget, we've got a very special guest, Zativah Johnston coming on. And folks, this is a young entrepreneur with a very interesting business, something that I really enjoyed doing when I was young. So hopefully we can connect with her and see what got her into. I'm always interested to see how people started their entrepreneurial journeys, but let's see what Teo's got for us today.
Good morning, I'm Teo Dill, and welcome to your TDH News Break brought to you by the great folks at Peoples. We've always been more than prescriptions. We're your partner in living well. Something new is taking root. Asking questions about the OBA's relationship with systemic racism and their appeal to black voters is counterproductive within itself. This from new opposition leader Ben Smith during yesterday's episode of TDH, where he was interviewed by our very own Jamel Hartman.
I reject that kind of conversation. And what I will say is, the point of the One Bermuda Alliance is we will be connecting with all of the community. And that is going to be by going out and being part of the community at community events, opening up the ability for people to come up to us and talk to us all the time, not just when we make an appointment for somebody to talk to us. The barriers have to be broken down, and we have to stop with the kind of lazy version of having the conversation. Let's have a proper dialogue about how we break down the barriers of race in this country.
And Bermuda's taken a major step toward updating its transport system, with the Senate passing long-anticipated ride-sharing legislation, which means that all that's left is for the governor to make it law. The framework is designed to support, not replace, the taxi industry, according to the government, keeping taxis as the primary service while introducing rideshare as a regulated backup when demand outpaces supply. That directly targets one of the island's most persistent issues, getting around during peak times during the height of the tourism season. The legislation also introduces clear standards around licensing, insurance, and safety, along with digital tracking to improve accountability and visibility across the system. Officials say transportation reliability is a key part of the visitor experience, and this move is about making the system more responsive. The government's calling it a balanced approach, expanding options, creating new economic opportunities, and building a more connected Bermuda. Now, Bermuda's new ride-sharing model might feel unique, but globally, it's actually pulling from a few proven systems. In places like Japan, taxis are protected as the core service, with rideshare being tightly restricted. In the UK and Germany, taxis and ride-hailing operate side by side, each with clearly defined roles. And in Singapore, rideshare is allowed but tightly regulated with strong data oversight. What Bermuda's doing is combining all three, protecting taxis, allowing rideshare to fill gaps, and tracking performance digitally. But that balance comes with a risk. If rideshare is too restricted, it may not actually solve the availability issues it's meant to fix, especially during peak demand. So while the model is carefully designed, its success will come down to execution, because a system that looks balanced on paper still has to work in real time. And Bermuda's been providing guidance to the most powerful country on the planet on how to effectively regulate digital blockchain businesses. This from Premier David Burt from the DC Blockchain Summit stage, where he shared that the BMA has been sharing their expertise built up over the past decade or so in this particular sector with U.S. officials.
The lessons that have been learned from our regulators are certainly items that the U.S., as they're now leaning towards, as we heard the people come off stage trying to finalize matters related to clarity. There's one thing about putting the legislation in place. The next thing is that you actually have to regulate it, and that means the regulators need to have the understanding of the particular risk. And so we interact at a technical level to make sure that the U.S. regulators are aware from the experience which Bermuda has said and shared.
And police say the response from the public following the murder of 26-year-old Kawaje Rayner has been strong, and it's already helping move the investigation forward. Detectives confirmed that information coming in has opened up multiple lines of inquiry, now actively being pursued. They're thanking those who've come forward, whether through tip lines or directly to investigators, calling that support both significant and appreciated. But the appeal is still ongoing. So if you've got any information, no matter how small, you're being urged to come forward directly to police via 717-2487 or mraposo@bps.bm or anonymously through Crime Stoppers at 800-8477. Because in cases like this, progress depends on what people are willing to share. And a slow-moving frontal boundary is keeping our weather unsettled for the next little bit, but there are signs of improvement ahead. Today stays overcast with periods of rain and showers, with the chance of an isolated rumble of thunder early on. Winds shift from southwesterly to northeasterly, strengthening at times as the front begins to move away from the island, with the high near 69 degrees, low around 63. Into Saturday, expect cloudy skies with a few lingering showers before conditions gradually improve into the rest of the weekend as high pressure builds back in. And that's your TDH News Break, brought to you by our friends at Peoples. I'm Teo Dill. Now back to the show.
All righty. Thanks so much for that, Tay. Appreciate you, good brother. Real quickly, we've got a few more comments that we had come through about women that deserve to be recognized. We've got Sean Smith said Matilda Smith Williams, nurse and later administrator of the Matilda Smith Williams Seniors Home, who worked across district nursing, community health, and elder care improving services. We also have Polly Ritz says, no, we do not do enough to recognize women. One person would be Ruth Thomas, who did much for our arts and culture. Manuela says, I believe Maria Ben may have held the first Bermuda annual block parties, Elliott Street East between King Street and Union Street prior to the start of the school year, brought back a town together. And we have Polly Rich, who says, we do not do enough to recognize Bermudians in general, male and female. All right, folks, we're about to go to commercial break after we have to do days of the year. Days of the year, we have, it's International Day of Happiness. So I'm going to ask you all, what makes you happy? What is your happy place? What makes you extremely happy? What would you say makes you extremely happy? I think what makes me happy is seeing people I love happy. Like seeing people around me happy makes me happy. I honestly, that's what really makes me happy. When I use my niece. My niece at her birthday recently turned 3. Seeing her happy, blowing out her candles, that made me happy. Seeing her sister, her older sister, my other niece happy for her made me happy. Seeing people I know smile and just enjoy life, that makes me happy. So I'm going to say seeing people I love happy. Seeing people, when I meet some of you out in public and you're smiling and you're happy, that makes me happy. Because with all that's going on in the world right now, we have so many reasons not to smile or to be unhappy. And if we can find that little space of happiness, it can mean a world of difference. We've got Traveling Trotty, what makes her happy? In the sky, going to a new destination. All right. Mark Arthur says, my happy place is Arsenal FC beating Man U. We've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says, helping others, especially the youth/mentees. Indeed. Okay. All right, folks, let's take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. In the meantime, if you're streaming with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, do us that big favor. Take this moment to hit the like, love, follow, share button. Make sure everyone you know has access to these most important community conversations as possible. Help us beat the algorithms. We'll be back in a few with our very special guest today. We've got Zativah Johnston. We're talking, well, she's an entrepreneur. You'll find out after this.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Take a look at our workbook for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Paired with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
What lasts isn't what you buy, but what it becomes. With the HSBC MasterCard credit card, every spend quietly adds to a story shaped by intention and offers what matters most. Support that meets you where you are. Protection that preserves what you choose. Confidence for the unexpected. Peace of mind wherever your story leads. Start your next chapter. Use your card today. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
What if the age that really matters isn't the one on your ID? You probably know your chronological age, the number of candles on your last birthday cake. But there's another kind of age that may be even more important, your biological age. This reflects how old your body truly is at the cellular level. It is influenced by your genes, your environment, and the choices you make every day. Two people can both be 40 years old on paper, but one may have the body of a healthy 30-year-old, while the other is biologically closer to 50. The difference? Lifestyle choices on nutrition, sleep, stress, exercise, and exposure to toxins. That means you have some control over your biological clock, and that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Because when it comes to aging, it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Want to know your predicted biological age today? Download the free Carry Genetics app and fill in the lifestyle questionnaire.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Jamal Hartman here. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Audience, don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Don't forget, we've got a birthday to celebrate in a bit. So stick with us as we, do the birthday song. All right. But without further ado, let's bring in our very special guest for the day. This is another segment of Vendor Fridays brought to you by the BEDC. Let's give a warm to the and audience. Again, help us beat the algorithm. Share the link with your friends, family, colleagues. Share it in your, thank you all, because I do see those folks who share it on their WhatsApp statuses. Make sure you share it because you want as many people as you know have access to these most important community conversations as possible. Let's give a warm today's welcome to our guest for the day. We've got Zativah Johnston from Piñata Paradise. Piñata Paradise.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Hi. So first off, I gotta ask before we jump into anything. It's International Happiness Day, and you saw what some of the folks said. You know what makes them happy. What makes you happy?
I have to say my son makes me happy.
Your son? Okay. What is it about your son that he does that makes you happy?
Just the unconditional love that he shows me. Just the things he does. He literally woke up this morning, gave me a hug, like just the simple things.
Oh, nice. How old is your son?
He is 9.
All right. May he never grow out of that. May he not grow out of that. Everyone knows what I mean. Sons, we can be like, all right, mama, you embarrassing us now.
Yeah, it's starting already, but I'm gonna take it in as much as I can.
Hey, take advantage of these days. Well, first of all, thanks for joining us. I love these conversations. As everyone on this show knows, I love entrepreneurs. I love entrepreneurial stories, and I look forward to chatting with you. But before we get into Piñata Paradise, just tell the audience a bit about your background, who you are, and what it is that you do.
Okay. Well, as Jamal said, my name is Zativah Johnston. I am the owner of Piñata Paradise. I am 26. I have a 9-year-old son. I work full-time on my business. So I work from home, and yeah, I'm just focused on building my business and focused on raising my son.
Wow, impressive. Well, you know what's interesting, and I show a lot of love and respect to people who are working on their businesses full time, because a lot of people don't know, but it was 6 years before I started working on my business full time. It takes a lot of guts, courage, to do so. So congratulations on that. Now let's get into your business a bit. And audience, if you have any questions or comments for Zativah, please send them through. But Piñata Paradise is such a unique and creative business. How did this idea first come to life?
So I was at home. My son actually had a project for school, and he had to use recycled materials. So, and it had to be like sea creatures and stuff like that. So we decided to get some cardboard, and we actually made like sea turtles. It was like a giant sea turtle, and we made like a sea inspired project. And from as we was playing with the cardboard, I had a nostalgic feeling of when I was younger and had piñatas at parties. And I was like, imagine if I brought it back, because like a lot of people don't have them at the parties like how they used to. So I was like, it would be a good idea to bring it back, and it just went from there.
You know what's crazy? I just read something the other day. When I was growing up, we had piñatas at every party, and I read something the other day that said, and audience, let us know. I want to know from the audience, have you been to an event where there's been a piñata lately? But anyway, when I read this story the other day, it said children today will never know what it was like putting on a blindfold, being spun around and swinging at the air. And there was like, you don't see piñatas anymore. So It's
Yeah.
interesting that we end up having this conversation with you the same week I saw that. But you specialize in custom handmade piñatas.
Yes.
Walk us through the process, like turning someone's idea into a finished piece. Like if they want a piñata of a football versus a piñata of a cow. Walk us through the process.
So basically, the process, I have a questionnaire to just get the basics of the design, how much people's gonna be at the event, because it all depends on the age, the amount of people, and all of that. Because the age, it would depend on the durability of how strong I will make it, and then the amount of people is also about the durability, because you want everybody to be able to hit it without it breaking, but you also want it to break at some point. So yeah, it can be complex, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm very crafty, so I love it.
I
But
love
yeah,
it as
that's
well.
pretty much the process. Yeah.
But what I love is the fact that, based on my own experience, piñatas were disappearing. You started not to see them, and then because of your son's project, you just said, you know what? Hey, this is an opportunity to fill gaps, and you're bringing something back that, at least when we were young, my generation, we enjoyed. Like it was something fun. Something that, again, in my eyes, disappeared. Ross Maven says yes, he's seeing piñatas lately. We've got Nicole Walker says there was a piñata at a Big Brothers Big Sisters event maybe a year or two ago. Okay, cool. We may have to do a piñata. So, like, put some raffles in there, like some prizes. Not even like, do people get creative with them? Like what kind of things are people putting into piñatas, or do they want put in them that you're doing now?
So I actually haven't been doing this for long. I started my business. My first piñata I ever made was June 2025. And I don't film. I usually don't film, so I just create them. I let the customers film. I think this year I'm gonna introduce filling them, but it's a lot of things you can fill them with. Like you can literally fill them with anything. I think I want to introduce like business logos, because I think you could fill like little samples in it, which would be good for promotion. And yeah, I just have a lot of good ideas coming.
I love it. I love it. Young business, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot of opportunity. But what kind of events are you interested in doing, or do you do, like from birthdays to baby showers and beyond? What are some of the most memorable or unusual designs you've created so far, and that you look forward to creating, and kind of events that you look forward to doing for people?
Yeah, so I think my most creative event I've done is I've done a mosque for the Eid event that BICC had, which is the Bermuda Islamic Community Center. I'm also making them another one. I have to deliver it tomorrow for the Eid this weekend, so I'm very excited about that, which is a return client, so I'm very grateful for that as well. And yeah, that's my most creative one. I'm also about to do a golf ball on a pick, so I'm very excited for that one as well.
Nice. I love this. I love this. Audience, if you have any questions or comments, send them through. We'll get through as many as possible. Creativity is at the heart of what you do. To be a creative, you have to have some sort of inspiration to keep going. I remember reading years ago about people who wrote, like writers, right? And they had this thing called writer's block. What do you do? Like, where do you draw your inspiration from when designing your piñatas?
Usually I go off of what's trending, because especially in Bermuda, like a lot of people like to do what's at the moment. So usually I just go off of that, or through my questionnaire, people would tell me what they want. So yeah.
Okay. And this segment is powered by the BEDC. How has their support helped you grow your Piñata Paradise as a business?
They helped me tremendously. I'm actually a part of their EBI program. I graduate next month, which I'm excited about. But they've helped a lot. I've actually started the program as I was building my business, so it was like perfect timing. Um, yeah, they gave me all the foundation and all the connections I needed to level my business up, and I'm very grateful for that.
Indeed. We've got Judith Welch. She's asking, for a young person, can you share any barriers or challenges you had starting or operating your business, and how did you overcome them?
As a young person, I think my main struggle was like financing, because as a young mother, and like I said, I'm doing it full time, so I don't have any income. But I think that's where the passion comes in. If you're really passionate about something, you're gonna keep pushing and keep striving. And yeah, I think if you really want it, you're gonna go for it. So yeah, I just keep working towards it. I think I just keep the end in view, the future in view. Yeah.
How do you go about getting new clients and people to recognize you? Obviously, everything is on social media nowadays, but you accomplished something that's one of the most important things as a new business person. You got a repeat client. That is more important than getting a new client sometimes, because people they're telling you, look, I love your work, I want you back. But how do you expand? Like what are you doing to make sure that people know that you exist and how you can help them?
Um, I'm mainly on Instagram. That's really how I get my business out there. But I think because I'm custom, I do custom, and the quality of my work as well. Like because some pharmacies do have piñatas for sale, but my piñatas, uh, I would say high quality. Like my craftsmanship and the way I lay the crepe paper and the tissue paper is completely different from the generic piñatas in the store. So I think that's what um yeah, that's it. I think it's the craftsmanship.
What you mentioned pharmacists, what does expansion look like for you? Obviously, it's a brand new business, but have you ever thought to maybe sell some of your local products to these places who ever already sell piñatas in a way of kind of growing where it's not just relying on direct to consumer? Is that something you'd consider going forward?
Yes, so I've actually reached out to a few businesses, which hopefully I will have my piñatas in there soon. Also, the end goal is to have a workshop eventually, because I don't really want to just sell piñatas. I think I want to start having workshops to create a space for the youth, because I think the effect of breaking a piñata is very it's like therapeutic. So I think the effect of smashing a piñata for children, or well, for teens especially, would be good for their mental health. So that's the goal, to have
I
a
love
workshop.
I love it. I'm not just saying that because you're here, but I absolutely love your vision. Thinking bigger than just having the piñatas. But you said something that I was thinking the whole time you were talking. It is therapeutic. It like to hit that. Like I go to the range, so I'm like, it's therapeutic to hit the target. You know, when you do. So I can appreciate that. I've got some from the audience for you. Karen Edward Simmons says, "Morning, Zativah, my former student from middle school, proud of you." And then we have Charles H. Jefferson II. He says, "Congratulations on taking this leap of faith. Do you have plans for expansion? Do you have anything with gender reveals?"
Yes. So actually, I have a gender reveal event this weekend, which I'm excited about. And yeah, we do all events. So whatever you want, we can do.
Indeed. Thank you. So, for people who may be uh, planning an event right now, right? How can they get in touch with Piñata Paradise and bring their vision to life?
Yeah, so I prefer you to message me or to call. You can call 707-7085, or you can follow me on Instagram at Piñata Paradise _BDA.
All right. And before you head out, I really do. I love hearing people share their entrepreneur their journeys. What can we, all of us who are tuned in right now, the greater community, people will share this conversation with their friends, family, and colleagues because I asked them to nicely. So I hope they do. But what can we do to help a young, new entrepreneur like yourself to be successful? What can we do? And don't be shy.
I think the main thing is support, especially for a business like mine, where I'm trying to bring something back that kind of lost its way. I think support is the main thing. To tell your friends, tell everybody about Piñata Paradise, because we are ready to serve everyone. So yeah, support will be the main thing.
Zativah, well, we have Reese Sam says, my son's birthday isn't until August, but we'll definitely support. Tamika P says, congratulations on this business idea. As a business owner myself, I'll be happy to partner with you. And Renee Sherlin says, wonderful. You're obviously very creative. It's good to see someone so young with a unique skill and never heard of your work of art. All the best. And I'm going to say this. I've never met you. This is my first time meeting you, but I feel like a proud uncle because you've said so much today that I can relate to, but you're doing it at such a younger age. You have a responsibility as you have a son at 9 years old. So I'm looking forward to supporting you in any way that we can. Congratulations to you. And if there's ever a stumbling block, just know that there's a community behind you who want to see you succeed. So feel free to reach out. I have an email. People in this audience are very, very good at supporting. I'm going to share a stat that probably none of them know. 85% of those surveyed last year from the Daily Hour survey said they supported a business or a guest who've come on this show. So I look forward to 85% of the people who tuned in today to support you. Again, congratulations. And I wish you the very best. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate all the support from everyone. Thank you.
No problem. That's Zativah Johnston, folks. And thanks again to the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation for trusting us to have these conversations with entrepreneurs. Supporting Vendor Friday as we do it once a month. I think we'll be switching to bi-monthly with it. But I love entrepreneurs. It's not easy, folks. It really isn't. And she's brave. Like she's building her business, just working by herself. It took me, 6 years, I think 6 years before I went full time with my company. So I'm encouraged and inspired by her. And I really do hope that this community gets behind her. This is what we talk about when we talk about supporting local businesses. All right. If you haven't already, do us a favor. Make sure you, whether you're streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter X, or Instagram, give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, family, colleagues. Let everyone you know, let them know about Piñata Paradise. Let them know. This is what community support looks and feels like. When we come back, we'll take a final break. We're going to have a daily play, and we're going to have a happy birthday to one of our TDH community members, a very special birthday. Do not go anywhere. Stick with us. We'll be back in about 3:40.
Life moves fast, and so can the unexpected. When you insure your home, you need to know that your insurance company has your back. At Friesenbrook, let one of our friendly and professional agents give you that peace of mind. Because when you are covered, you are confident. Call us at 296-3600 or visit friesenbrook.bm to learn more.
Bermuda, there's nothing like a home-cooked meal, especially when you can feed the whole family without stretching your wallet. With the affordable Bermuda basket, you'll find savings on everyday staples like rice, chicken, corn, and more. Everything you need to make a good meal for less. Shop the Bermuda basket at Lindo's, Marketplace, the Garden Market, and the English Market. Visit costofliving.gov.bm to see the full list of goods and start planning your meals. This is a message from the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BEDC's loan guarantee program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BEDC, Bermuda business starts here.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Nova's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need. From top quality foods to toys and supplies, we've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
The Office of Consumer Affairs protects residents by promoting fairness, safety, and transparency in the marketplace across the island. We investigate complaints, manage recalls, educate the public, and enforce consumer protection laws to ensure fair treatment for all. Our team supports consumers by resolving disputes, providing guidance, and helping residents understand their rights and responsibilities. We work with businesses to encourage compliance, ethical practices, and trust, helping create a stable and competitive economy. Through education, enforcement, and outreach, Consumer Affairs helps keep Bermuda's marketplace safe, informed, and accountable.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Zativah Johnston of Piñata Paradise, and big up to the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation for ensuring that we can have such engaging conversations with entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, small businesses. We appreciate you, the audience, engaging with us in such a credible way, a special way, an encouraging way. Young people, especially when they choose entrepreneurship, need all the support they need. Sometimes support is just a keep going, congratulations. It can be words. All right, folks. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Again, if you haven't already, help us beat the algorithms. Make sure you give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, family, and colleagues. Put it up on your WhatsApp status like so many others people do. It costs you nothing, seriously. Just help us beat the algorithms. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, here is it. It's the things you should know. Audience, here we go. What do you call a person who exposes misconduct or illegal activities in an organization? What do you call a person who exposes misconduct or illegal activities in an organization? All right. Traveling Trotty says, whistleblower, you beat Stacey Ann Brown to the punch. Jewel Lee, Nicole. So All of you got it. All right. Maybe I've done this one before. But that said, everybody knows what a whistleblower is, but no one wants to be one in a small community like Bermuda. I'm just saying, no one wants to be one. I'm not saying you all are short. You all have got mortgages to pay. I'm just saying. But yeah, it is whistleblower. But folks, we've got a birthday today. Let's see. Folks, it is a very special birthday to one of our TDH community members. And I don't know if it's private or not, but we got to celebrate this number. And I say happy 80th birthday to Miss Ellen Kate Horton. She has been a day one with us, and 80 years, man, looking good. A softball champ back in the day. So audience, please wish Miss Ellen Kate Horton a very happy 80th birthday. We are, look at that. Traveling Charlie says, happy birthday, Miss Horton. Stacey Ann Brown says, happy birthday, Miss Horton. And, Miss Horton was supposed to be on a big vacation right now. I'm not calling any names, but a certain somebody decided to start a fight over in the Middle East. And that, yeah. But I really hope she's celebrating her birthday in the manner that she chooses and she wants with the people who she loves. And hope she has an awesome day, and wishing Miss Horton many, many more years of great health and happiness. And Nicole Walker says happy 80th, and Karen Edwards Simmons says happy 80th birthday, Auntie Ellen Kate. Miss Horton is in the house, says not private at all. Thank you, everybody. That's right. Celebrate that 80. A lot of people don't make it to that 80. Celebrate that. Renee Sherilyn says happy 80th birthday, Miss Horton, as well as Charles H. Sheff II. And Jewel Eve says, what a blessing. I'm going to be honest. Miss Horton, you've got some people in this audience that made sure I didn't forget. Now, I had it written down, but I have people, I'm not calling their names, people like Charles, but so many people making sure I did not forget. And that says a lot about your contribution to Bermuda. When people want to make sure that we do not miss a time. We spoke about honoring Black women, not Black women, but women in Bermuda earlier during this show. And I'm encouraged that this audience would not let me go. I had it written down on my whiteboard. Don't worry, folks. I had it written down. Oh, you can see my whiteboard now, so I can actually show it to you. The lighting's good. But I had it written down, so I was going to remember. But I'm encouraged, and I love the fact that this audience would not let me forget. That's why I love you all. I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate you. So thank you. Happy birthday, Miss Horton, says Suzanne Ingham. All right, folks. Well, I've got to give you some daily inspiration, right? I'm going to go into my book. This is the book. This is the Journey Within. Can you see it? Can you see it? This is the Journey Within. This is the first book. We'll release it in May, all right? We'll release it in May so all you can have access to it. But before I do that, let me give my final thoughts on this morning's conversation. You all obviously feel that we don't do enough to recognize women in Bermuda. And I would agree. We don't do enough to recognize people, period, who've made great contributions to the island. My former lawyer said many years ago, we in Bermuda seem to celebrate the wrong things and people. And it made me think, and as I've gone and I've looked at things over the years, I'm like, wow. We can put this person up front, that creates the narrative that this is who we should be honoring and respecting and loving. And who cares about a Dr. Barbara Ball or Ellen Kate Horton, others. Our community decides who gets recognized. And it's really on us to put that pressure. You gave some names today and contributions that I didn't know of. And I'm not ashamed by that because I use this show as an opportunity to learn. That's why I say these are brainstorming sessions. Aurelia Birch, Dr. Desiree Spriggs, Dr. Tammy Warren, Adele Evelina Johnson Tucker, MBE, Maria Ben. Florence Maxwell, Joan Van Putten, Judith Smith Aiken, just some names I didn't know and about them and their contributions. So I'm encouraged that we, the community, will make sure that the likes of Gina Swainson's don't have to wait so long for this kind of recognition. I'd love to see more of it done while people are still able to appreciate it while they're living. As far as the conversation with Zativah, I'll just restate what I already said. I love entrepreneurial stories. I really do. I really do. This is a young woman who is full-time at 26, who's chosen to focus on her business. I really hope that we can support her and ensure that she's still doing what she does and she's able to expand a year from now, 5 years from now, and even 10 years from now. Big up to the BEDC once again for making sure we can have these combos. Miss Ellen Kate Horton does say, thanks a million again. So awesome. I'm grinning ear to ear. Yes, we love to hear that. Let's give you some daily inspiration. And I'll just leave it at this. This is from my book, page 81. It says, we need to stop expecting morally bankrupt people. Yeah, we need to stop expecting morally bankrupt people to do the right thing. Manage your expectations. Yeah. Do with that what you will. All right, audience. There will be no live show on Monday. There will be no live show on Monday. All right. Got a few more happy birthdays. We've got Manuela says, happy 80th birthday, Miss Horton. Good innings. Zena Woolridge says, happy birthday, Miss Horton. Judith Welch says, happy birthday, P.S. And Suzanne Ingham says, are you going to bring some when you come for the summer? I want one from you and I want you to write in it for me. Well, my business partner, Keitha, wants me to do a book signing, but you all are not going to show up to a book signing, so why should I do that? Like, would you really show up to a book signing if I said I was going to do that? I mean, I'd do it if you all were going to show up, but I don't, I was just going to, make them available for you all to purchase. But if you want me to do a book signing, and if you're going to show up, then we'll do a book signing and I will show up and give you a physical book in hand. But they are in Bermuda. The books are in Bermuda and they are available. They will be available. Sorry, they're all in Bermuda. They will be available come May. But yeah, I will do that. I will be present. Okay, so Sankofa says yes. Of course, says Julie Eve, and Judith Welch says yes, I would show up. Okay, you all will show up. So I will schedule it. Maybe I'll do it around Bermuda Day. How's that? We can do it around Bermuda Day? Would you show up around if I did it around Bermuda Day? Renee Simmons says, I will, of course. Oh my God, Jamal, Suzanne, I guess that means book signing is a must. Okay, so I'll do a book signing. I will do it. You all talk me into it. Guess that means, okay. All right, you've got it. Decision made. I do what you tell me. All right. All right, folks, let's let you go, but there's no live show on Monday. No live show on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday. All right. Do not, in the meantime, forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House, Lindo's People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we're able to pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you next Tuesday. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great weekend. We are out. Peace.